He's saying that that your future leftover nice guy, that you're. I assume that you're gonna. He's saying that you're gonna settle with. He finished last.
Okay.
There's some assumptions being made there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that.
Dave Mustaine.
I am having brain issues right now. I know that it's working for me now because I'm not even that upset about it, you know? Like, it would be fun to get into a relationship and stuff like that, but being I haven't really gotten in one, I'm not that eager to get into one because I'm really good at being single and I'm really, really independent. Okay. And honestly, like, if a nice guy settles for me, that's okay, because if he's settling, that means that I had to settle too, because I'm not going anywhere I don't want to.
Yeah, just want to ask really quickly. So why, I mean, you mentioned a couple of times before, like, if they had been exclusive to you first, then you would have been exclusive to them and it could have turned into something, right? Why is it his responsibility to be exclusive first?
I think it's just something that we both mutually have to say first. Not necessarily like he has to do it first. I actually when I actually like somebody at first, I am quite loyal to them, especially emotionally. Like physically, like not so much, because I think that nowadays like physical relationships are so like easy to come across. Like they're not that meaningful.
They're easy to come across for women.
Okay.
They're not easy to come across for the average guy.
It does take two to tango. So I don't know completely, but I think I'm more emotionally loyal than I am physically at the beginning of a talking phase with somebody.
Wait, can you? Can you just repeat what you just said there?
I said I'm more loyal if I see that there is potential. What I said was I am more loyal emotionally in the beginning of when I first meet somebody and see like there could be like something possibly there, but not so much physically, because the physical stuff doesn't mean as much to me as like the emotional stuff, because I mean it's 2023, like people do sleep around, they do, and I think like the emotional investment is more important than the physical one. Obviously if I'm like seeing a guy and he like has sex with another girl, like that's gonna make me mad, but from the get-go, like in the beginning of meeting somebody, it's just.
But don't you think that's detrimental for you? That you're saying that it's more emotional, that's what matters for you, but what about for the guy's part? Like you're saying physical doesn't matter, but for him that does matter.
I don't see anybody else physically if I think that he is also not.
Why do you have to think it? Why can't you like talk about it? If you were the first to initiate this conversation and get the answer, then you could just stop it right there instead of like everything else. No?
So I think my issue, or not even my issue, it's hard to talk to a guy to tell him to stop seeing other girls straight off the bat, because then they're going to get scared away. That's like what I've noticed, because they're just
but do you think that's something you have to tell a guy, or does he know when he just has to do it?
I don't know. I feel like it's more like 50-50, because he could bring it up if it's like a concern to him, and then I can bring it up if it's a concern to me. But when we're getting to know each other, like it's hard to tell what will be receptive to him.
Do you think it's like that on your end because he does that on purpose, or just that's just how it is?
Does what on purpose?
The fact that it's confusing. Most of the time, if you're confused, it's because he wants it to be confusing. A guy actually knows when they want to be with a girl. Don't you think so?
Yeah, and that's generally when I'm not like super physically invested in him, and I'll see other people.
So when he's showing interest, when you lose interest in like that's what that sounded like to me.
She said that like if he isn't showing interest, right?
So don't you think you're playing like a cat mouse game then? It's almost like saying I want to be fit for the summer, but like springtime, wintertime, you're eating like shit. So by the time you want a relationship, that guy's gonna be like, you've showed me that you're never going to be relationship material because you're just like having fun.
Yeah, I'm having fun until I see that there's no reason not to anymore.
There's
like
also
there's
something
holding
where,
me back.
Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
There's also something here where just by going on what you've told us about the guys that you are seeing, you are proactively picking men who have options. You're not settling. You're not picking the guy who would commit to you because he ain't got a bunch of other women he wants to fuck. But you see what I'm trying to say here? Like the guys you're picking, they're not committing to you because the guys you're picking are guys that have a ton of options. You're picking guys who are playboys.
Yeah.
What if you set your intentions? Like if you told them like, oh, I want it this way, and I'm gonna do it this way. I want to fuck you, so you're gonna fuck me. And if that's not what you want to do, you decide. Then it's like, okay, well then I'm gonna sleep around with other people as well. Like I understand what you're saying, but like if you are just sleeping around because you think that this person doesn't want to be with you, then it kind of like defeats the purpose. Because now we both don't trust each other. Instead of we could have just established a situation where we did understand that we both wanted to fuck each other and other people, or we just wanted to do it with each other, or whatever the case may be. I know that talking about it is really scary, but at the same time, it might be necessary to break a pattern or stop a cycle of doing the same things over and over.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was trying to get at, like break the pattern.
And I agree, and I think I shouldn't have, I just said think again. I shouldn't have used the word thinking that they aren't seeing anyone. It's like, they're showing it. Like I've had guys, I took him out, we went on multiple dates together, and the next time I invited him out and he showed up with his ex-girlfriend. And I'm like, what the heck? I was like, what in the world?
Savage.
So, yeah.
But also my next question to you would be, what are you doing to try to keep these guys around? What do you do, like, apart from sex? Take sex off the table for like 1 second. What are you showing this guy or any of these guys? Hey, this makes me girlfriend material.
I feel like that I withhold what I actually want to say when I do like somebody, because I just feel like so many guys nowadays are so scared of relationships as well. And whenever like a girl like may show interest or like girlfriend material, every time I've shown myself like as like a girlfriend material woman, they just run away.
What do they? So is it they stop sleeping with you, or they say I don't want to be exclusive sexually to you?
They'll like ghost me, basically. We just don't see each other again. And it's like weird because I'll just be like, oh, do you want to FaceTime? Or how was your day? And then they're like, goodbye. Like they just leave. And I'm just like, what? So it's odd. But again, I don't have relationship experience. So like I'm not good at this, you know? So it makes
hard.
sense.
If you've never ridden a basketball before, it's like really hard to learn how to ride a bike, you know? Like, yeah, I do feel for your situation. It sounds like it's a bit rough. But yeah, just being brutally honest.
Victimizing her.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to help the girl. But just being brutally honest, you're picking, like, it's, if you want to keep doing what you're doing, fine. It's your life. You go ahead. But if you want something different, you gotta stop. You're picking the wrong guys. You know you are, but you still keep doing it. You're attracted to these guys for a reason. You're attracted to them for a reason.
Yeah, and it's like I think the reason why I have like not kept like one around for a long time is because like I just have this awful like self-sabotaging mindset that I'm just like, well, they're gonna leave anyways, so I might as well get it over with, you know? So and like I feel like other people can relate to that too. Like I know that I'm not like crazy by thinking this, but yeah, I don't know if I made any sense or not.
What about, just hypothetically, just consider this as a possibility. What if you ever went up to one of these guys and said, hey, I'll be exclusive to you and I'll be your girlfriend, but you're allowed to have sex with other women? Have you ever contemplated that as an option?
I have not, because I haven't talked to them long enough to even I haven't even gotten to know them, even if I would want to know.
It works extremely well. I'm just telling you, it works extremely well.
Yeah.
Especially the kind of guys you're actually attracted to clearly have options. Otherwise, they wouldn't.
You're the top of the rank in the.
Okay, and I'll tell you exactly how to guarantee you're the top. Sorry to cut you off.
Just talk about it, because other girls aren't going to do that. They're not going to be like, oh yeah, I want you to be with me, and you can still do what you want. Like that's not something that usually happens.
Yep, correct.
But also that gives you a lot of room to be taken advantage of.
No, but it also look, if a guy, like, I don't see like where the taking advantage of is happening if he's being honest, if you're both being honest about that.
Because then he starts taking these other girls on. What about me? I'm in the house waiting for you.
I'll tell you how you guarantee your place as queen like that is by saying that for a start, being open and honest about it, being like, hey, I want to be exclusive to you sexually, and you are allowed to have some strange on the side. Quote our man Patrice O'Neill over here.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Patrice O'Neill.
R.I.P. But the way you guarantee your place as queen is you bring him other girls to fuck together. Sorry to swear on your podcast again.
Right.
I like that idea.
Tell me that right. Tell me if I'm wrong. Like if your girlfriend brings you another girl to have sex with, she is immediately beaten any other girl that he has ever dated instantly.
Angela, you're looking a little.
I think it's just a toxic mindset, but I guess that's just the culture that we're in nowadays. So.
I think it's a happy mindset. I guarantee, like that dude's happy. She's happy if she's keeping him around. Like threesomes are fun. No one's having a bad time during a threesome.
Well, I would have wanted to bring him over with me.
But so,
yeah.
Sterling, but you are talking about like high status, high value men, because most average guy can't pull it off, right?
Well, I'm just by the way she's describing the guys she's attracting. Like they are clearly guys that have options on the table.
Are they?
They sound like it to me.
Yeah.
So
they seem to have other girls they're talking to.
So I think that those kind of guys could totally pull that off. Just being honest, you know.
Did you want to respond?
No,
Angela?
I mean again, that's for like what the top 5-10% of guys in that. I don't know, but
Totally, and that was my point where I'm saying like she ain't settling for the average guy. So clearly not, because what you just described in your what you were saying a second ago is like most guys these days, something to this effect, most guys these days like don't want to commit and have like a bunch of options and stuff. I mean, I tell you right now, as a guy who talks to lots of men, most guys do not have options. Most guys are like 30%, something like this, 30% of men today are either virgins or have not had sex in the last year.
What's that thing where like when you get in a relationship, then all those people start jumping in your DMs, they're trying to talk to you? Like,
I know.
You never heard of that?
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the phrase for that is, but
I don't know the phrase either. But
she's saying like once you get a girlfriend, then you start, or you get married, then you start getting attention from.
Because women are attracted to guys that have options.
Exactly, and then also I heard something about I'm gonna say it in a rude way, like guys don't have no control, so that's why they can't just stay with one woman, and that's why they're saying like.
I'll tell you respectfully why. Because for a man to even have choice with women in the first place, he has to build himself up. He has to most guys, they have to be charming, make a bunch of money, have some status, have some swag about them. Like, that's to even have more than one woman interested in them in the first place. So if I've spent my entire life as a guy building up my status or learning how to be a smooth talker or making money or whatever, why should I settle for one woman? Why? Honestly, why? Because I spent my whole life...
Why should a woman settle for one man?
Because it's easy for a woman.
To settle.
I have to work to get access to vagina, let's say, right? You don't have to, sorry to cut you off. You don't have to work to get access to the average guy.
Natasha, you go ahead and then we'll have them respond.
I do have a question. So the idea that you are not sexually exclusive to your woman and she is sexually exclusive to you, that you believe that that's a loving relationship right there.
Absolutely, because I love my women. I love them all.
And
all three of them.
Yeah, I do. I truly do. I truly love them. Yeah.
I can completely
Maybe
understand that.
There might be a fourth coming in. Is there a fourth in the works?
There was four, and I fired one.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
However,
sorry. Go ahead, Natasha.
I mean, to me as a woman, I would feel very threatened by that. I would not want my man seeing other women, right? And that's partly because I feel like love, it's a selfless thing to love someone, right? And so when you're doing something selfish, like going and, fulfilling your immediate desires by going to other women for that, that's a selfish thing to do.
You could say it's selfish for her to want to keep me all to herself too.
But it's not, because if you're both committed to each other, then you're both selfless to each other, and that is a
well. I think men show their love very differently to the way that women show love.
Have you ever been in a situation where like it felt like you and that person you were with were the only people around, or like there? You know what I'm saying? Have you ever felt that?
You mean like in terms of like monogamous exclusivity?
Mm-hmm. No, like say you went on a date and it was like your first date and y'all had a kiss and it felt like everyone around you disappeared. You know, like those movies that
like she's the only woman in the world.
Like, oh my gosh, she's the only one for me. So are you saying that like it doesn't last and that's why you should have?
I'm saying I've definitely had that experience.
So then if you've had that experience, why do you need to find the other people? Why are you looking for the other people if you felt
because
what
I
it
can
feels
have,
like to just be with that one person?
I can have that experience with multiple women. It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
I mean, it's
honestly,
true.
God,
I
like
understand,
I'm not trying to pull anyone's leg. I genuinely am in love with the women that I'm dating, and they're in love with me, and they're very happy. And it works.
If everyone's happy, it works.
I don't see the problem here. Like if everyone's happy, I don't see why we shouldn't be doing it.
I have a question. So you coach men on relationships and stuff, right?
I don't really coach them on relationships as such. I coach them more specifically in the bedroom.
Okay, got it. Never mind.
It's I want to say something because it's a weird situation how when I'm in love, I only want that person. And then your type of love is like you can still love these other people and still love
but
other
men and
people.
women love very differently. Very differently.
Men and women.
So you're saying that women should be the only ones taking a
Or are
compromise?
we going to work together?
No, because what's the compromise I make? The compromise I make is I have to look after all of them. financially. No, I'm serious. I do.
Shit, you got me.
Am I wrong? Come on. Like,
wait, what? You just said he got you?
Yeah, shit.
Oh. All right.
I'll take the W. Cool.
Wait, so you're
Make it rain.
Point of clarification. So you are fully financially responsible for your 3 girlfriends?
Whenever they're around me, yes. So until the moment they have, well, so right now I'm trying to get a couple of them pregnant, and that means that will mean okay, like here's the house. You don't work anymore. Like everything's taken care of.
You don't work anymore. What if she wants to work?
Well, I would much rather. I don't date girls who would want to work if they had a child with me. I want mothers. I date mothers. I date women who want to be mothers.
That's quite a reaction, Shania. What's your thoughts?
You said you were looking for a 4th. You were no. That's not at all what I'm used to. So I'm like, wow.
Do they all live together?
Are you open to this kind of arrangement?
So I have a question. The relationship with the 3 girls you have, you seem like you work a lot, you travel and all that stuff.
Quite a lot,
so
yes.
when you come home, do you have like a in-depth conversation with them?
Yeah,
like,
I love my cuddle time. Like I'll sit there and cuddle on the couch and with Netflix and just sit there and give her my undivided attention.
But like in depth. So I'm comparing it to like my relationship, for example. Like he works a lot.